Welcome, everybody. This is the Fant4sy. We've got Landon.
My name's Zach.
Doug.
And Andrew.
Welcome, everyone. We can go ahead and get straight into it. Talk about two things we learned from the previous week, which is week 5 at this point, and we're going into week 6. And the one I will be starting with is talking about Breece Hall and how he is the guy for the Jets for the remainder of the season. And if you have Michael Carter on your roster, he's droppable at this point. You don't need him. Continue to start Breece Hall. He is a running back 1 for the rest of the season with a great playoff schedule, and keep shutting them in your lineup.
I find a spot to put him. I traded from early in the year, I think 2 weeks ago, and it's good to see it finally pay off. So I agree. I'm riding the train.
Also on Breece Hall, prior to his rushing yards, he had the longest reception at 79 yards and then another at 21. So he's also playing both sides of the offense.
Yeah, big for a guy like that to come in his rookie year and perform well, especially when you just drafted a running back in Michael Carter. Glad he's exploded, and it's going to be really good for a lot of fantasy teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, I would not doubt seeing him on a bunch of championship lineups this season. I think we're going to find Breece Hall in a lot of them.
Another guy, one of the things that I learned, another guy that's probably going to win you some leagues if you got him. Early pick, Austin Eckler. He's back, looks amazing. Great week. He had 16 carries for 173 and a tutty. Only caught 4 passes this week, but it is what it is. He still had his value. Got a touchdown, 30 yards. Looked like a bowling ball running the ball. He was great through the air. So I'm glad to see him finally kind of get his feet under him and get something started for him.
One guy that I think everybody this week has been looking at is Cooper Rush. If you have Dak on your team, it's probably good for you to put him in next week. He'll probably be back and ready. This week was a horrible week for Rush. And really the only reason the Cowboys won that game is because of the defense. So Dak, if he's in your bench, I'd put him in your starting lineup for next week. He'll be back in action, and it'll be a good game, I imagine.
I saw a report today that he looked good throwing the ball, and after practice, I guess this is the best he's felt, he said. So hopefully he'll come back ready.
It's good. I mean, Cooper Rush has gotten a lot of attention, guys saying that maybe you don't start Dak Prescott when he comes back, and we need to put that to sleep because the Cowboys have won those 4 games that they've won purely because of their defense. Cooper Rush, the only thing he's done is he hasn't lost the game. He hasn't made any game-losing mistakes, and that's valuable in a backup quarterback, but you're going to have a guy like Dak Prescott that can win you some games that otherwise wouldn't be winnable. So look for him to come back and be really big for that Cowboys offense.
Go ahead and tell us yours, Andrew.
I forgot. I was supposed to go with mine. This is something that I'm super happy about, and I think it's finally time to recognize that the Giants are for real. What the Giants are doing this year is not a fluke. They've beat bad teams, and then they showed you, hey, we can beat more than just bad teams by beating the Packers in a neutral site. That's a really big win for that Giants team. You have receivers that are hurt. Maybe your quarterback isn't playing the best, and they found a way to win 4 games this year and only lose one of them without any receiving play pretty much whatsoever. This Giants defense is up to the task, and they have a creative way of running their offense around Saquon Barkley. They're going to keep winning games, and it's going to be an exciting year to be a Giants fan.
Do y'all think they keep Saquon taking some snaps from under center?
If it ain't
like they did last
year,
yeah.
Right?
I was gonna say he busted off like the 60-yard run. Heck, keep running it.
He looked great.
Yeah, it looked good.
I'll go ahead and
something that ain't broke.
All right, don't fix it.
Yeah. We can go ahead and move on. I'll get my second one here. The second thing I learned from week 5 was Ramondre Stevenson. You keep playing him. You got to start him. He's a must start until Damian Harris returns. And still at that point, I still think you'd start him. We've seen his production increase, and especially with Damian Harris out, he saw 25 carries last week, and I don't see that number changing much at all this week, maybe even higher if it's a good game script for them. but Ramondre is just that guy right now. I think he's a low end running back one this week, and so maybe in any cores like DK lineups, throw him in there if he's at a good salary. I really like him this week, and until Damian Harris returns, you just keep starting him.
Very solid. Oh, here I'll go with my second one. So what I picked is Geno with Tyler Lockett and DK. They're kind of starting to get their chemistry, their connection going a little bit. Geno been great so far, throwing for 1,300 with 9 tutties. Tyler and DK last week both finished in the top 13 in wide receiver rankings, combined between the two of them. 10 catches, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. You can't ask for more. If they have soft matchups, I think you can still throw them in there, but against like top defenses, kind of play it with a little bit of caution. But Geno, Tyler Lockett, and DK right now look amazing, so they're worth the peak.
Well, my second one was Brees Hall, so I don't have much else to say about that. We talked about him a lot.
Hey, if you got him, congrats.
Yeah, that's a big one. Josh Jacobs is another guy we need to talk about. He has been taking the league by storm the past few weeks, and it's been entirely unexpected. This is his 4th year in the league out of Alabama, and his first 3 years he seemed like just a solid running back that can get a job done. Right now, the way that Raiders offense is moving the ball with him, it's special. And he has proven that he can be better when you put him in a better system. So maybe you have some sleepers in your league, but if you're sleeping on Josh Jacobs, then you're wrong. He's going to win a lot of leagues this year for a lot of unexpected teams maybe if you snagged him pretty low. I think it's time to realize that he's going to have a great year.
And what's good for him is he's getting all the work. Yeah. Early downs, goal line touches, receptions. There's no competition for him really.
Any situation.
Yeah,
it's great to see for a guy like
I think he had like 23 carries last game and 5 catches.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked insane. I mean, every other play, I would just see him break the first tackle that he even had a chance to break, and it was just watching like an animal out there. I was just like, wow.
Little wrecking ball.
Yeah. But with that being said, we can go ahead and move on to our games for this week. We can start out with the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Colts in Indianapolis. And the Colts are favored here by 2 points. This game, I wanted to focus on the running backs in Jacksonville, the little situation there. Personally, I think Etienne is the guy now. You've just seen the past 2 weeks, the snap count just decrease for James Robinson week by week. I mean, they have been 2-minute drives for Etienne where he got his snaps, but he's just, the past 2 weeks, he's just looked better, in my opinion, than James Robinson has. And they let James Robinson roll the first few weeks. Maybe they'll hand the torch off to Etienne, maybe give him the majority of the work now. But I think if you could, maybe try and buy low on Etienne, but not too low. I think he has a little bit of a future ahead of him. And in this one, I've got the Jags. Colts offense isn't great, but I think the Jags will take it.
See, I got the Colts winning this one. I think if they get JT back, I don't think that the Jags defense will be good enough to stop JT. Just gave up 100 to Dameon Pierce and 140 to Miles Sanders. So if JT is healthy, I think the Colts get this one. They got a lot going on the Jags side. Their offense is kind of up, down, up, down. So I got the Colts winning this one.
I'm believing for this game to be interesting. Both sides. Both offenses are going to have to play their best ball. Jacksonville did beat the Colts in week 2, but Jonathan Taylor's status remains questionable, like ZD said. I just think the Jaguars are going to sweep the Colts for the first time since 2017, and it's going to be led by Trevor Lawrence. I have the Jags winning this one.
This is a free game to pick if the Jaguars are at home. The Colts cannot beat the Jaguars at home. But we're in Indianapolis, so this changes a lot. You say Indianapolis is 2-point favorites. I think it's going to be more than that for the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are going to win this game. Colts offense continues to struggle. They don't really have anybody that can go out there and say, hey, I can win this game for us, unless Jonathan Taylor comes back. That's really what this game rides on. Shouldn't be super high scoring. Not a whole lot of guys going to have great games. But I think the Jaguars find a way to win this one.
Yep. Next, we've got the Minnesota Vikings. They're taking on the Dolphins in Miami. The Vikings are 3.5-point favorites here. Still no Tua. Got Skylar Thompson at starting quarterback for the Dolphins. We'll see how that goes. Waddle and Hill's production has been down since Tua's injury, and see if they can find a spark with Skylar Thompson maybe and put some numbers up. The Dolphins just we don't know how they'll be without Tua at this point. I feel like they need Tua if they want anything remotely good for their offense. I mean, they have weapons, but I think Tua's the connection for all the guys. And with saying all that, I'm taking Justin Jefferson and the Minnesota Vikings here.
I'm with you on this one. I think the Dolphins are just missing too much right now. You don't get production out of a third-string guy, not enough to beat a team like the Vikings. They're also Xavier Howard, last time I checked, he was questionable. So if he's gone, I expect Jake Jettis to kind of run around them, kind of free will if we are. And I've been seeing a lot of people sell high on Dalvin Cook, but I'm going to stamp right now, right here, that Dalvin Cook will finish top 7 in RBs on the year. New pass-heavy offense, best wide receiver in the league. The defense has got to worry about. So I say sit on Dalvin, start him every week you can. Go get him if somebody's trying to sell him. But I got the Vikings picking this one, winning this one.
I don't have much to say about this one since Skylar Thompson is playing the quarterback position. Besides, the Vikings have played one true road game this season, and it was a disaster. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are on the team, and they are there. So I feel like if they are utilized to their right ability, the Dolphins avoid a 3-game skid. I have the Dolphins winning this one.
Feels like a game the Dolphins have to win. They don't because of their unique injury situation. The Vikings are going to win this game, and Minnesota is going to continue to be hot. They have been hot all year. I do think this is going to be one of those weird ones. I feel like every year we get an Adam Thielen game. This feels like an Adam Thielen game. If you have him on your team, put him in one of your flex spots this week. Not saying Jefferson won't have a great game, but if this goes the way I'm thinking it will, both guys should have a crazy good game. And maybe Waddle and Tyreek Hill find a way to get some fantasy points up there. Those guys are too fast. They get open all the time. You'd think even I could throw to them eventually. But the Vikings will win this game. And I'll say they're favored 3.5. I'll say they win this by a touchdown. I'll say by a touchdown. I'll go with that.
Next, move on to the Ravens and Giants. This one's getting played in New York. The Ravens are 6-point favorites. I'm just ready to see Saquon continue to tear the way he's just been. It's been awesome to watch him this year. I mean, it's the old Saquon that we've missed. We can officially say he's back at this point. Like, there's just no question. Lamar, Mark Andrews, they look great. Bateman's probably going to be out again. I just think that the Ravens' offense and their defense can get them to win this game. I'm taking the Ravens here.
Yeah, for this one, I'd have to say I'm going to go out. I think the Giants take this one. I think they surprise you on Sunday night. Saquon, big game from him, and I think the Giants pull this one out.
The Giants are in the winning image of this year so far. They've done everything right. They've won the big games, and they've won, the games they're supposed to win. However, the Ravens have Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Justin Tucker, Duvernay, or whatever you say his last name, and all these guys. I just believe throughout it all, Jackson will make the plays as proved as last week, and Justin Tucker will be there to make all the kicks he needs to be. I have the Ravens winning this one.
Yeah, this is going to be split right down the middle. I got the Giants winning this one. This is a statement win for the Giants. If they can pull it off, this might decide the rest of their year. This is a huge turning point in their season. Saquon's going to have another big game. This might be one of those games where Lamar underperforms. And the Ravens defense has to figure out a few things too. They got some trouble at linebacker. Can't quite figure out what their identity is defensively. That's been costing them a couple games. Hopefully, the Giants win this one and make me look really good.
Yeah. We'll see with that split decision how that goes down. But next one, this is probably the most exciting game we got this week. It's the highest scoring total that we have. The taking the Bills, and it's played in Kansas City. The Bills are 2.5-point favorites still on the road, but it'll be a high-scoring game, I'm sure. Josh Allen, Mahomes, Diggs, Kelsey. What more can you ask for? It'll be a fun one. I don't think I'm a Mahomes guy over at least Josh Allen. I think Mahomes is a complete package. So I'm taking the Chiefs here in this one with everything else.
Me, I gotta go with the Bills on this one. This one's got potential to be game of the year. A big rematch for them over on the Bills side, and I think I'm gonna go out and say Josh Allen throws for 4 touchdowns, 325 plus yards, and I think Stephon Diggs catches 2 of them. But I can't go with anything other than the Bills.
I have the Chiefs going on Lance said. They just are a really good team. This game's going to be really good. Can't wait to watch it. I hope the Chiefs win.
Chiefs will win this one only because they're at home. This is one of those, like we said, game of the year. Should be a lot of fun. Everybody's going to perform. Start everybody on their team, except for Edwards-Helaire. This should be a really fun game. But Patrick Mahomes finds ways to win big games like this. This will be Chiefs at home.
All right. Now we've got the divisional matchup over in the NFC East. Cowboys are taking on the Eagles. It's in Philly. The Eagles are 6-point favorites here. As we've seen, the Cowboys defense, the Eagles defense, they're both solidified as top 5, top 7 in the league. They've been great. That's one of the reasons the Cowboys have won like they have their defense. The Eagles, they have an offense, and their offense is incredible. And I don't think that the Cowboys offense has enough to keep up with the scoring of the Eagles offense. So give me the Eagles in this one, and Jalen Hurts is going to have an incredible game.
I'm with you on that one. I got the Eagles winning this one. I expect it to be a really good game. Both teams playing well this year. It just sucks that the Cowboys still have Cooper Rush. They're not getting Dak Prescott yet. And I think that's what's going to be the deciding factor on this one. A.J. Brown in this one, I'm going to say he's going to have a big game this week. Finish top 7 wide receiver rankings this week, and the Eagles pull this one out.
Like Landon said again, both teams has a lot of sacks in the league. Dallas has 20. Philadelphia has 17. I do believe the Eagles are going to pull this one out, even though I have been liking the Cowboys more this season. They've shown like they've wanted it more. But I do think the Eagles will come out on top with the offense.
Got our first clean sweep of today. This is going to be another Eagles win. And the Cowboys defense has played really well this year. I think this might be their breaking point. I think the defense is going to be on the field more than they want to be. And it's going to tire them out. Jalen Hurts is really good at tiring out defenses. He can do anything. This is, like ZD said, huge A.J. Brown game. And this is going to be a game that C.D. Lamb disappoints. So look for the Eagles to win this one, and look out for a disappointing C.D. Lamb game.
We're moving on to the Monday night game. It's going to be the Denver Broncos taking on the Chargers. It's going to be in Los Angeles, and the Chargers are 4.5-point favorites here. My biggest takeaway from this game is I'm hoping they bring Keenan Allen back. I hope he gets to play. I've been missing watching that guy play football, missing putting him in the fantasy lineup, missing all of it. He's Herbert's guy. I mean, Mike Williams showed out, but his production is going to go down if and when Keenan comes back. Broncos offense has just looked horrendous. So give me the Chargers in this one.
Yep, I got the Chargers winning this one too. Russ hasn't been able to quite dial it in this year. It doesn't look as great as we all thought he was. He's got the talent around him. He's just not really performing that well. So in that case, even without Keenan Allen, if they decide not to bring him back this week, I still think the Chargers pull this one out. Another big game from Eckler and Mike.
Well, we all know Russell Wilson is still searching for his first breakthrough performance this season. I do not think the Chargers will be hospitable at home, being that their fans and their fan base are quite patriotic when it comes to their team. I think the Chargers will come out on top. I think the Broncos are going to suck like they have every week so far.
I agree. I'm picking the Chargers to win this one. I think Broncos offense will struggle against the Chargers defense. So Chargers, top to bottom, have probably the most talented roster in football. It's just a matter of if they can put it together and if they can stay healthy. But the Chargers should win this one comfortably. And at the very least for Denver, Melvin Gordon will hit his projection. That's about all I can give him.
Well, with that being said, we can move on to the other games we've got for the week, the not so interesting ones, but still going to talk about. Start off, we'll get the game on Thursday night. It's actually tonight. The Commanders are taking on the Bears. It's in Chicago. It's an even line here. I don't expect too much. Two meh offenses. It's just Justin Fields has looked awful. Their whole offense has looked horrible. They've had Khalil Herbert has been a shining spot for them, to be honest. But other than Montgomery is all right, but the team's just not that good. And Wentz has shown some bright spots this season with his 300-plus yards game. He has 2 of them so far, his first 2 games of the year. And I think he's going to have a decent game, and I'll take the Commanders in this one with Brian Robinson starting at running back.
I'll go out and say I've got the Commanders on this one. I don't think that this one is a defensive battle. I just think it's 2 bad offenses going at it, so it's going to be a low-scoring game. Brian Robinson starting. I think he gets his first career touchdown this week, and I think the Commanders pull this one out.
I'm with you, ZD. Justin Fields is coming off his best game of the season, even though they lost. 2 horrible offenses. Not much to say about them, but I do think the Commanders pull it out tonight as well.
I think the Commanders are going to win this one. It might come down to who kicks more field goals. It's just one of those kind of games, and I think it's going to be ugly. And Thursday night games need to get better.
True.
Oh, they do. At this point, you just want to pick up whatever defense is on the waiver wire for Thursday night.
Yeah.
You just want to do that.
7-3.
But it's horrible. But now we've got the Patriots playing in Cleveland. They're playing the Browns. The Browns are 2.5-point favorites here. Looks like Zapp's going to be rolling around at QB again. Mac Jones is going to sit another one, looks like.
Hold on. Restart that. Are you guys typing in the thing?
No.
I heard a notification. I must have got a notification from somewhere else. Just restart talking about that game. Also, ZD, did you know that Brian Robinson got his first career touchdown?
What do you mean?
He just got his first career touchdown.
And I've benched him in every league, bro.
No word?
Yes. When you said that,
Every single league.
just scored.
No shot.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I was like, is bro watching the game right now? Like, what's going on?
That's crazy.
Anyway,
Hell yeah.
sorry. Just start from the beginning of that Patriots game.
Really got benched. All right, here we go. Now we're moving on. We've got the Patriots are taking on the Browns. It's in Cleveland. The Browns are 2.5-point favorites here. Looks like Bailey's absent to get the nod again. Mac Jones is still working through his injury. Ramondre Stevenson is my guy. I think he's going to have a great week. I'm hoping that the Patriots are ahead. He's going to run. And so with that, I'm taking the Patriots here. The Browns have looked all right. Chubb's looked insane. But I'm still taking the Patriots here.
Man, I have to take the Browns on this one. I just like earlier when we talked about the Cowboys and the Eagles. I don't think that you get enough out of Zappy to beat a team like the Browns. Even though the Browns have been amazing, they're still really good at football, and I think that they pull this one out. Spotlight on a player for the Patriots, though, Jacoby Myers, starting to work into that Terry McLaurin tier of being what is it called? He doesn't. It doesn't matter whose quarterback he is. He's quarterback proof. He gets his targets, gets his catches, good PPR value. But I do think that the Browns pull this one out.
Being a Browns fan, I'm right with you. I think Nick Chubb is going to do what he does, tear up the rushing game, and I just think they're going to pull it out. The Patriots, like you said, their quarterback isn't really that well-rounded yet in the league. He's not supposed to be, and I don't think they have what it takes to beat the Browns. That's all I got.
Yeah, Bailey Zappi's at quarterback. This is going to be a bad game. I'm not going to watch it. This is going to be a Browns win.
And I will like to brag on Jacoby Brissett. He only has 3 interceptions so far this season, which is
solid.
And all
is
three
a lot
of
lower
them,
than
and all three of them are in clutch time in the fourth quarter. So something to keep in
unfortunately.
mind.
Hey, it's not hard to keep the ball on your side when you just hand it to Nick Chubb.
That is true.
Now we're moving on to Kenny Pickett's second official start against another top defense in the league. Got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Steelers. This one's in Pittsburgh. The Bucs are still 8-point favorites. It hurts, but give me Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. I think their offense it will start to click as it has been with Fournette and Godwin's back and Mike Evans. They all look good, and I continue to see them strive. So give me the Bucs here.
I got the Bucs as well. Bucs by 90. It's going to be a blowout. Steelers don't really stand a chance. They're not a good football team this year. They'd really just be better off watching everybody else so they can maybe learn a thing or two. But yeah, I got the Bucs on this one.
The Steelers hit rock bottom with that 38-3 loss to Buffalo. It really won't get any better with Tom Brady coming to town neither. Brady's 12-3 against Pittsburgh all time, I believe. Kenny Pickett, second game coming back. He had a 300-yard game on 52 pass attempts. But I really do think the Bucs will pull it out because the Steelers are. Yeah. That's what it says. Don't look at me like that, Andrew.
I honestly stopped watching that game, and so I didn't know that. That's why I'm so shocked. I believe you.
Go ahead, Andrew. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I think the Steelers have a real chance of winning this game as long as Tom Brady retires before the game. So with that not happening, the Bucs are going to win this game. The Steelers would be lucky to get in the end zone once.
And we will. Maybe once, maybe twice. I'm hoping.
Hey, real quick, over under on Steelers wins this year at 3.5. What are y'all taking?
Oh, the over.
Yeah, over in a heartbeat.
I'm taking
over.
I'm taking the over.
I'm going under. I'm going under.
That's just disrespectful. But we can go ahead and move on. To the game in Atlanta, we've got the 49ers taking the Falcons. The 49ers are 5.5-point favorites here. Just Atlanta's looked horrible. They have just their offenses look bad. They lost CPAT. Algiers hasn't that good. 49ers, they've got their run game. Jeff Wilson's looked great in the shoes for Eli Mitchell until he returns. I'm going to take the 49ers in this one with no question.
Yep. Give me the 49ers on this one. I don't think the Falcons are just a little bit better than the Steelers. I can't go against them though. So give me the 49ers with the George Kittle breakout game.
I hope it's a George Kittle breakout game. The Falcons are an improving team we've seen over the past 5 games. But the 49ers are coming back this game from back-to-back wins. I just think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to, pressure and the clutch time under his belt, and I think the 49ers are going to pull it out as well.
The 49ers are the number 1 defense in the NFL. The Falcons have a horrible offense. 49ers are winning this game.
Shouldn't be much fun. Now we've got the New York Jets taking on the Packers. Green Bay. The Packers are 7.5-point favorites here. It's just continue to see their offense. I mean, I don't think they should have a problem with the Jets defense. It's Rodgers versus Zach Wilson. If Rodgers loses them, it's not going to look good. I'm taking the Packers here, and not much of a question at all. Brees Hall's looked great, by the way.
Give me the Packers on this one too. I'll take that. I just think they got a little bit too much under their belt with Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Lazard. I don't think that the Jets really stand a chance in this one. It might be a good one, but at the end of it, I think Green Bay comes ahead.
Green Bay's offense has been a hit or miss this season with Rodgers, but I think they need for this Jets game, they need to get Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon more involved, and I think the Packers will win in the end of it all.
Yeah, I got the Packers winning this one. It's an ugly green game, rare one. The Packers just have too much on offense, and they're going to win this.
Next one we got, this will be a fun one. The Bengals are taking on the Saints in the Superdome in NOLA. The Bengals are 1.5-point favorites. They're on the road. And I'm going to take that. I'm going to take Joe Burrow. Let whatever quarterback situation they've got going on in NOLA, let them figure that out. Taysom Hill or whoever they have. Kamara will probably continue to do good. As we saw last week, he looked great. Kamara, that we drafted him thinking that he would be a top 10 running back. But, yeah, I think he'll continue to have a good one, but I got the Bengals here.
Give me the Bengals as well. Top offense in the league. Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, big games out of them. Joey right behind him, especially if T. Higgins plays. But I got the Bengals winning this one comfortably.
Even though it's a road game for Joe Burrow, I feel like there will be a lot of people with his name on the back of their jerseys in the Superdome. So I think the Bengals will also take this victory as well.
I'm going to kill the clean sweep here. This feels like it's going to be a weird game. And when weird games happen, the Bengals usually don't benefit from that. This will be a Saints win, I think. And because they have a lot of weird stuff going on. New head coach, weird quarterback situation, who's out there catching balls, who knows. But I think this is going to be a strange Saints win, my upset of the week.
I like it. Now this one's going to be just not fun one. Let's just get it over with. The Panthers are taking on the Rams in L.A. Baker's out. I mean, not like he was much help. Sorry, Baker fans, if you're out there. They've got P.J. Walker stepping in, so just it's Christian McCaffrey's defense this Sunday, completely. I mean, it always has been, but the passing should not be there that much. I mean, it's got to be McCaffrey. With that being said, the Rams are going to completely blow out the Panthers here. If Kupp's healthy, they shouldn't have a question beating them.
I like it. With the Panthers, man, I think there's only about maybe one or two teams they could beat in the league, being the Steelers and the Bears. But man, I can't take them here. So, yeah, I mean that is what it is. It is what it is. Give me the Rams.
Yeah, I think the Rams are taking this one just to get right game for Matthew Stafford, get him back on track for the rest of the season. But I don't see any competition here. Rams all the way.
I think Christian McCaffrey goes for over 150 scrimmage yards and 2 touchdowns in this game. And the Rams win by 15 plus.
Yeah. Shouldn't be much of a game. Just a blowout, probably. But last game of the week, we've got the Cardinals taking the Seahawks, the Hot Hawks. It's in Seattle. The Cardinals are 3-point favorites here. Geno Smith has looked incredible with Lockett, with DK. I'm taking the Seahawks here with 1 game left until D-Hop returns. I don't think that Marquise Brown has looked incredible, but I'm going to continue rolling with the Seahawks. They look great, so give me the Hawks here at home.
Man, I think I'm gonna have to take the Cardinals on this one. We're gonna get to see Benjamin for the first time starting. I still think he's very plays kind of similar to James Conner, but I think they're just gonna be too much through the air now that they get a healthy Rondale Moore back, Marquise Brown, Zach Ertz. I can't get away from the Cardinals winning this game.
Just like you just said, the Cardinals have managed to win 2 road victories. With Kyler Murray leading the pocket and just growing as a quarterback this season, I feel like the Seahawks. I mean, the Seahawks are a good team as well. Geno Smith, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, all that. But Arizona has also won their last 2 of the 3 in Seattle. So I just think Kyler Murray delivered. Listen.
Not sure if Kyler Murray is a big Overwatch guy, but if he is, Cardinals don't stand much of a chance in this one. But I think the Cardinals do win this game. I think this is just going to be a tale of a better defense and probably a better offense.
I like that. We get to see Kenneth Walker with his first start of the season with no Penny, and I'm ready to see him go. If you got him in fantasy off the waiver wire, congratulations. You struck gold. If you had him on your roster, you struck gold. But yeah, it's his time now, and he's going to strive in this offense that's been clearly good. But with that being said, we can go ahead and move on to the pick of the weeks. I'll go ahead and start with mine. I've taken Ramondre Stevenson over 15 fantasy in this one against the Browns. Like I said earlier, I picked the Patriots doing something for a game script for Ramondre. He's going to run it and tote the rock. I think he's going to have another great game on the ground. He's going to have 100+ rushing, and I'm hoping he finds the end zone. This prop did get bumped from 15 to 16, but we're still taking the 16 fantasy point prop and just roll it, and he should get it for you this week.
For my play, I've got the over on Stephon Diggs, receiving yards at 84.5. Great matchup. Allen and Diggs never really disappoint. Big-time players make big-time plays, and that's what I'm staying on, and I believe Stephon Diggs just that. So I'm hammering the over on this one.
For my pick of the week, I'm going to go with Nick Chubb over 91.5 rushing yards. I'm a Browns fan, so I'm a big believer in Nick Chubb. He's already tearing up the league with the most rushing yards, and then on top of that, he's in the top 5 most rushing yards after contact. So with all that, I have to lean towards Nick Chubb over 91.5.
Love what ZD said. This is, huge offensive game for the Bills and Chiefs. I'm going to go with Josh Allen over 300.5 passing yards. As long as this game goes the way it should, both quarterbacks will be doing that and more. They might go for over 400. Who knows? This might be one of those weird ones. But hammer the Josh Allen over 300.5 passing yards.
I like it. I
like it a lot.
was going to say, I think it's safe to take almost every over in that game. If you can. Kelsey, Mahomes.
Davis had 200 yards against the Chiefs last game against them. So Gabe Davis is going to have another big game against, like he did against the Steelers. But with that being said, I think we can wrap up this week. That's the Fantasy 4, and we'll see you all next week.
Hey, real quick before we go. Doug, do you think that if you lined up in the slot against the Pittsburgh Steelers, you could have more than 100 receiving yards?
You want my honest answer, or you want my not so honest answer?
I think you could do it.
Well, my honest answer is I could do it.
All right,
I could walk and probably get it.
See, I don't think they're stopping a crawling toddler.
No.
Hey,
we're good to end this episode. I think we're good to end this.
Fantasy 4, we're out.